What's up guys, it's Tommy here and welcome to a brand new Liverpool transfer news video, and we have some new developments in the Thiago Alcantara to Liverpool transfer saga, so buckle up, strap yourselves in and let's go. I'm really looking forward to bringing you another transfer news video, so if you enjoy these, leave a like, subscribe, turn on the bell notification so you never miss the latest Liverpool transfer news. More than 60% of you guys are not subscribed to my channel, so make sure to do that. It just takes a second. And Liverpool manager Jurgen Klopp, for the first time I think in his managerial career, is really actively pushing for a player to sign for Liverpool. He personally talked to the Liverpool owners and asked them and tried to convince them that Thiago is a very crucial part of Liverpool's near future, and Jurgen Klopp still has, I think, 3 years left on his contract, and he wants to maximize the trophies that Liverpool can win in these next 3 years, and he sees Thiago Alcantara as a very big part of Liverpool's near future success. So according to transfer expert Duncan Castles, Thiago can solve two main issues tactically for Liverpool if he signs in the summer. At the moment, FSG, the Liverpool owners, are waiting for Liverpool to sell some players, and we are, according to Neil Jones of the Goal.com, who is a very respectable Liverpool-based journalist, we are looking to sell as many as 10 players from the squad to generate funds to sign Thiago. And I think it's absolute nonsense that Liverpool don't have money to spend, because I mean, apart from maybe one or two or three Premier League clubs, everybody in the Premier League, even the newly promoted sides, have spent more money than Liverpool in this transfer window. I mean, Leeds United signed Rodrigo from Valencia, their main striker, who actually started as the main Spain striker against Germany, and also they are looking to sign Rafinha from Barcelona. So even Leeds United have more money than Liverpool. That's absolutely nonsense in my opinion. Liverpool are just waiting probably for maybe Bayern Munich to lower their asking price. So Jurgen Klopp believes, according to Duncan Castles, that Thiago can play the pressing style he demands from his midfielders, but also he thinks that he can add creativity to the midfield that has sometimes been absent when Liverpool played against low block defensive sides. The journalist says that the deal is ready to be completed, but FSG are currently not sanctioning spending 30 million euros, which is around 26.7 million pounds, on a 29-year-old, and that's why Jurgen Klopp is actively pushing at the owners to sign Thiago, because I think he's worth it at 26 million. And if we don't sign Thiago right now, I mean, he's leaving Bayern Munich, that's 100%. He already said goodbye to his teammate basically after the Champions League final was won. So can you imagine Thiago just rocking up to Bayern Munich's first training session after already saying goodbye to the whole Bayern Munich squad, to the manager and everybody else? He would be made to look like a fool, so he's not going to do that, and he will sign for one of Liverpool's Premier League rivals if we are not careful and if we don't spend the money on him right now. And Duncan Castle said this: Thiago, we know, is a deal that has been set up by Jurgen Klopp. It's a player he really wants. He believes he will fit into the midfield. He will sort some of the problems out that Liverpool had in midfield. He has been looking for a long time for a player who can provide the physical effort and the play the pressing game requires, and that is essential to being part of Liverpool's midfield. And he can be a more creative force than the individuals that Jurgen Klopp has in Liverpool's midfield. And we are talking about Jordan Henderson, Fabinho, Wijnaldum. Yes, Naby Keita and Oxlade-Chamberlain has creativity, but are they as good as Thiago, who is absolute world class? I don't think so. So I find it hard to believe that Thiago is not worth to spend 30 million euros on when everybody is still spending money. All the Premier League clubs are doing it. I mean, Chelsea just signed Kai Havertz on top of signing Timo Werner, Ziyech, Ben Chilwell and other players. They spent more than 250 250 or 240 million pounds. And yes, they probably had almost that amount of money coming in as well. So you have to look at the net spend, which is still pretty low at Chelsea. But still, Liverpool don't need that amount of its investment. But I honestly think that Thiago would be a game changer for Liverpool. He would elevate Liverpool's midfield to a whole new level. And Duncan Castles continued, Jurgen Klopp has set that up. Bayern are prepared to let Thiago go. They have told him, okay, you can leave if you're not going to sign a new contract with us, but we need around 30 million euros as a transfer fee. So the deal is right there. The players' terms are there, agreed, signed, sealed, delivered. Thiago already agreed personal terms with Liverpool, we know that. Thiago wants to go. Jurgen Klopp has set it up. If FSG aren't paying the money required to make it happen, I think they are making a big mistake. You can't undermine a Premier League and Champions League winning manager like that. Jurgen Klopp wants Thiago. Just give him the money to sign him. I think it's a very dangerous game that FSG are playing. That they would basically go against what Jurgen Klopp wants to do with this Liverpool squad, and that's basically the gist of the article. What is encouraging though is that Fabrizio Romano, who broke many transfers this summer, he tweeted this when Kai Havertz went to Chelsea. Another saga is over since August the 24th to the official announcement from Chelsea. Kai Havertz is a Chelsea player. The Thiago saga is to start, and he had that eyes looking emoji as well after that. So Fabrizio Romano knows that now the main story that will dominate the headlines will be the Thiago saga. And the Liverpool Echo published a very interesting article which is linked to this Thiago transfer saga. Ronald Koeman is looking to sign Wijnaldum as he looks to revamp his Barcelona side, and also it has been made official that Messi is staying at Barcelona. He gave a very interesting interview recently to Goal.com, which I will make a separate video on that because I think that deserves a separate video. It's a huge news, and I'm so happy that he doesn't go to Manchester City right now when he is still in his prime, I believe. 1 year from now he can go to Manchester City. I think that a 34-year-old Messi will be world class still in the Premier League, but he won't be that absolute game changer for Man City that they were hoping for. So Wijnaldum only has 12 months left on his current Liverpool deal. The club will certainly consider any decent offer which comes in. No matter how important a player is to a team, every man has his price. It's the nature of football. This is what the Liverpool Echo article is saying. And make no mistake about it, Wijnaldum is hugely important to Liverpool. He played more league minutes than any midfielder at any of the Premier League's big six clubs last season. Look across Europe's big five leagues, only 21 midfielders in total. So, like, more game time than Wijnaldum in the 19-20 season, with the exception of Casemiro at Real Madrid. None of the group with more minutes played for as big a club as Liverpool either. Rumors have been, of course, rife all summer that Liverpool are looking to sign Thiago. That was the case even before Wijnaldum's potential exit was in the frame, and the speculation will only grow more rampant. In terms of durability, Thiago can't possibly compete with Wijnaldum. Since the start of the 2016-17 season, the Thiago clocked up 7,700 minutes, league minutes. Wijnaldum has broke the 11,000 minute barrier for Liverpool. When both men take to the pitch, they appear to be remarkably similar players in lots of ways. One of the main criticisms of Wijnaldum from people who pay no attention to what his role in the team actually is that he doesn't provide assists and goals. It's not as if Thiago will offer too much here either though. In fact, neither player assisted the league goal this season that just finished, but their underlying creative numbers are very similar as well. So Wijnaldum averages 0.08 expected assists per game per every 90 minutes. Thiago's number is 0.12, 25% better or 30% better, something like that. And also they offer similar level of goal threat. Since Wijnaldum signed for Liverpool, Wijnaldum has taken slightly more shots, averaging 1.3 shots per 90 minutes compared to 1.2 for Thiago, but it is Thiago who has had the better chances. The Bayern man has averaged 0.14 expected goals every 90 minutes, which is ahead of Wijnaldum's tally of 0.12, just slightly ahead. The similarities continue when looking at their defensive contributions. The player analysis website Smarter Scout gave Wijnaldum a score of 74 for defending quality last season and 90 for ground duels out of possession. That's a scale which runs from 0 to 99, by the way. Thiago has averaged, Thiago's rated was 82 and 92 for those two aspects of the game. So better, but not like hugely different. The two players even press opponents at a similar rate. Wijnaldum averaged 15.4 pressures per 90 minutes and Thiago averaged 15.6, so very, very similar. With so much of what the players offer being very similar, fitness and availability aside, Liverpool could theoretically replace one with the other without too much trouble. Concluding the deals could prove to be the trickiest part of the whole process, so I just wanted to share this with you guys. So you see that from a statistical point of view, they are very similar players, but I think how they play is slightly different. Thiago offers a little bit like more creativity and better passing range, while Wijnaldum is maybe physically a little bit more agile and he can pose a little bit more goal threat when it is required. Because you saw that when Wijnaldum is playing for the Netherlands, he's allowed to go further forward near to the goal, and he scores probably more goals for the Netherlands on average than he does at Liverpool. But it's still, I think, very interesting. Wijnaldum could go to Barcelona and Thiago could come in to replace him, because it's a very interesting conundrum. We don't know exactly how Thiago will impact Liverpool's midfield next season, but I think he's an absolute world-class midfielder, and I think that just gives something fresh, something new. This Liverpool squad has been staying together almost without any addition for like, this will be their third season together. And yes, last season we added Takumi Minamino in January, but he didn't start most of the games. And yes, we added Konstantinos Tsimikas this summer, but he won't start most games either this season. And by the way, Tsimikas tested positive for COVID recently, so he will be in self-isolation for, I think, 14 days, which is a real shame. I hope that he won't suffer too much physically and his lung capacity won't be affected by this. I really hope that he can make a full recovery, because it would be such a shame if this anyway hindered his progress as a Liverpool player in the near future. So according to Goal.com, Barcelona are really pushing hard to get Wijnaldum, and Liverpool don't really want to lose Wijnaldum on a free transfer. Even if we sign Thiago and keep Wijnaldum, that wouldn't be as good a scenario as potentially signing Thiago and selling Wijnaldum right now, because yes, we get Wijnaldum for one more year, but is that really worth around £20 million? Because Barcelona at the moment are willing to pay 15 to 20 million pounds for Wijnaldum, and it looks like Wijnaldum won't sign a new contract, so he's entering his last year. Next summer we will lose him anyway on a free transfer. Of course, Barcelona first have to sell to buy players, but I think that will happen. Already Suarez is in talks with Juventus, Arturo Vidal is in talks with Inter, and other players are looking to leave Barcelona as well. Rafinha, it looks like he could go to Leeds United, maybe even Jordi Alba could leave, Nelson Semedo. So there are a lot of players up for sale at Barcelona, and I think once those deals go through, then we will see an acceleration of this transfer. But according to Arsenal legend Paul Merson, Liverpool would be mad to sell Jorginho Wijnaldum, and he would be mad to go and leave Liverpool. They have just won the league for the first time in forever, in 30 years. They won the Champions League, they are one of the best teams around, and the days of Barcelona poaching your best players are gone. How long will it take them? I mean Barcelona, he means Barcelona, to get back to the top. If Liverpool will let Wijnaldum go, they would be losing one of their main chief midfield players. That sends them backwards. The lad gets big goals and his work rating is immense. He's underestimated in my opinion. He doesn't get enough credit. That's going to be a major blow if Wijnaldum leaves. Their midfield three won them the league. It gave the fullbacks a chance to bump forward and the front three confidence to play. They are the engine, and Wijnaldum is a very important part of that. They work their socks off. They are like a machine. They all know their role. It works. Don't break it up. I know there's talk about Liverpool bringing in Thiago Alcantara, but he's a different kind of player. He won't have the same energy as Wijnaldum. And I think that's actually a good point, but I don't think Thiago would play in the Wijnaldum role. I think Naby Keita or Oxlade-Chamberlain would play in the Wijnaldum role, and Thiago could play either in the Fabinho role or in the Henderson role, and those players sometimes they could get a rest. I don't think Liverpool will play with the same three midfielders for most of the campaign because the Premier League and the whole season will be so congested. Liverpool will have to rotate a lot more, and that's why Thiago, Henderson, Fabinho, Oxlade-Chamberlain, Naby Keita, these guys will all get playing time during the season because of the heavy rotation. And Liverpool legend John Barnes said that Wijnaldum is probably asking for more than what Liverpool are willing to pay, and that's why a contract deal has not been agreed. This is what Barnes said. Well, of course, you want to keep your players, especially your best players, those who have been instrumental in doing what they did for your success. But I think midfield players are a little bit different in terms of their profile, as they tend to be replaceable. Replacing the front three is much harder. Having said that, Wijnaldum is a fantastic player. He's hardworking, diligent, good work ethic, good ability, but he's asking for a lot more than that's offered to him. And then I guess Liverpool will find someone better value for the same or similar standard, and that could be Thiago. And there is already big talk of Barcelona wanting not only Wijnaldum but Memphis Depay, the Lyon striker. So Ronald Koeman is going down the Dutch route at Barcelona. An ex-Barcelona and Netherlands player, De Boer, said that if Wijnaldum would join the midfield together with De Jong and Depay, they could impress the Barcelona faithful. And De Boer said this, as a Wijnaldum as a box-to-box midfielder, he could be the cement between the midfield and the attack, and Memphis really adds something individually. He can create something out of nothing. But De Boer also fears that if Ronald Koeman brings in too many Dutch players at Barcelona, that could cause a problem in the dressing room. In our time, you had the feeling that the Dutch-Spanish ratio was 50-50. There were 11 or 12 Dutch people in the team, including the technical staff. In retrospect, that wasn't good. You really have to take that into account. You have to make sure that you don't just buy Dutch people. Of course, you also see this with the German and Portuguese coaches. They also attract a lot of fellow countrymen to their clubs. As a coach, you attract players that you know well and who suit you well in terms of mentality and character. But it would be strong if Ronald Koeman gets a good player from the Spanish league. So Nat Phillips, Shea Ojo, Harry Wilson, Marco Grujic, Ben Woodburn, and a whole host of other Liverpool players who are on the fringes of the first team are for sale. So once Liverpool can move on 2 or 3 of these players, then we will have more funds to sign players. And I won't rule out not only signing Thiago, but maybe a winger / centre forward, because Liverpool looked at Timo Werner before the pandemic hit. So we wanted to sign another attacking player earlier in the summer, so I won't rule out both transfers actually happening. But first, Liverpool, it looks like, have to sell some players, which is a really sad state of affairs if the owners are forcing Jurgen Klopp first to sell players before he can buy them. But if that's the case, then that's what Liverpool have to do. I really hope that you guys enjoyed this Liverpool transfer news update. Thanks for watching, have a nice day, see you later guys, goodbye.